African penguins are now on the brink of extinction.
Now, the African penguin's on course to become extinct in the wild by 2035, according to conservationists.
The African penguin was classified as endangered by the IUCN. That happened in 2010, and it has just recently this week been uplisted to critically endangered, which is basically one level up in the threat categories by the IUCN, and it is the last category before a species is actually declared extinct.
My name is Manar Elkebir. I'm a Darwin 200 leader and a National Geographic Young Explorer. I've come all the way to the south of the continent trying to understand how another coastal ecosystem is changing, following the trail of a species as iconic as the African penguin. My name is Manar.
Manar.
Hi, Dr. Annemarie Roberts. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, my name is Polani. So welcome to African Penguin and Seabird Sanctuary. And you are right on time for feeding. Okay.
Perfect.
It is thought that the African penguin was first observed by the European seafarers like Bartholomew Diaz and Vasco da Gama that passed the coast of the Cape of Good Hope around about 1457, 1458, and they were formally described and illustrated by scientists and birders in the mid-18th century. So we've got a long record of African penguins being observed in the area. In about 1920, it was estimated that there were more than 1 million African penguins from the coast of Namibia around the whole South African coastline. There was a formal bird count in about 1957, and they counted 150,000 penguins, which is already quite a decline. And a recent count in 22 about, they recorded just under 20,000. So it's a massive decline. In the olden days, early sort of 1910 around there, they scraped guano off the bird islands, the islands that the penguins used to breed on mainly. The guano is bird droppings, and over the thousands of years it accumulated. They talk about 4 to 6 meters of guano on the surface of the islands, and it's used for fertilizer. So the people came and they scraped it off and sold it as fertilizer. Well, the penguins used it to build their nests in. They hollowed out nests in the guano. It was temperature controlled. It gave them protection from predatory birds and other predators, and once they removed the guano, they had no protection. They actually had to breed on the ground, so they had no protection for their eggs and for their chicks.
That's crazy.
The other thing that caused a massive decline is us humans used to collect the eggs, and we actually have historical records where they in 1920 exported about 440,000 eggs to Europe, and by about 1957 the last record showed that they exported just about 90,000. So it just shows you the decline of the availability of the eggs. And penguins just have 2 breeding seasons per year. Mainly they lay 2 eggs. So if you can think, they remove those 2 eggs, and it caused a massive decline in the population of the penguins.
With me.
So what's the name?
So her name is Sandy.
Sandy.
Yeah, she is 14 years old. So she's one of our oldest penguin here. There's a lot that we still to learn and understand about these birds. And they are the only penguins you found in Africa between Namibia and Port Elizabeth. So mostly they are on the islands, the colonies, and then we only have 2 land-based colonies in South Africa. And then now they're trying to establish the 3rd one, which is at the Whoop, where there used to be penguins before. But because of the Cape leopards, the honey badgers, caracals were killing the penguins in the area. So the penguins decided, no, let's abandon this place because it's not safe for us. What they've done now, just to make sure the area is safe, so they put the electric fence that is high enough, and they have cameras just monitoring the area. Now they're releasing penguin chicks, like penguin blues from Cape Town. Then we know it takes about 3 to 4 years when they're ready to breed, and then they will always return in that place because they know, okay, they know where is home. If they fledge from here, they will return here. It doesn't matter if they go to Cape Town, to Namibia, they'll always come back. And that's the idea of starting a land-based colony.
So yeah, I've been here for 11 years now, and I've seen a decline myself in penguin numbers. When I started, it was what I thought already difficult to point out the penguins on the island, but we saw a lot more than what we see nowadays. So sometimes we just see 1 or 2 penguins on the island, whereas 10 years ago it was a lot more than that.
I wonder how the island looked like before noticing this rapid decline.
So reports from back then, they said the island was covered in penguins. Also some islands on the west coast, they took photographs, and there was like literally penguins everywhere. It must have been amazing to see so many, but sadly I wasn't able to see such huge numbers of penguin myself because they've been already declining before I came here.